Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. I'm Daniel, one of the hosts on the Reasons I'm Broke podcast found right here on YouTube. And as always, I do want to show off real quick that the Versus ladder has changed. It is now updated with brand new cards and new rewards. They do a regular period, I think it's 18 days, and then from there you can kind of climb up the ladder and earn rewards. First opponent is Nico Double B, who uses Fairy and Colorless types. As always, I want to point you over to the Reasons I'm Broke logo at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Just click on there and it'll subscribe you to the channel right here on YouTube, where you will get more unboxings, more future Let's Plays, and of course the podcast that we put up every single week where we cover comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. You can also find the podcast on the iTunes and also on Stitcher. Pretty much any app that has a podcatcher type of thing to it, it will catch the application as well. Just search the Reasons I'm Broke. So we're going to start off with a Litwick, it looks like. We do have the evolved form right away, which is the Lampent. We've got a Tierno we can go with. And of course, the opponent has the option of drawing 2 extra cards because we did not have basics twice in a row. Alright, so right away they put out their Xerneas EX. And it looks like they will go first, which gives us the option to attack first. But if we can't take that breakthrough attack somehow from the next turn after this, when they're actually able to attack, then that might be game, unless we drop some kind of basic, maybe a Gengar EX. Looks like they put down a Deoxys EX, which has Moonblast during your opponent's next turn. Any damage done by attacks from the defending Pokemon is reduced by 20. And of course, the big hitter is a Luminous Swirl for 80. Flip to coins, this attack does 40 damage for each heads. So that's on top of that 80 damage initially as well. It looks like they are setting up their bench really well, already down to 40 cards as opposed to us who we haven't gone yet, so we're at 47. I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball, see what they end up getting in the meantime. Also on the right-hand side here, you'll find the other channels on the Nerd Up Media Network. The Read Pile, which does video comic book reviews. Those Two Jerks, which is a regular podcast. And also the Lazy Gaming Guys, which do Let's Plays. So let's go and do Pokemon Fan Club and get a couple of Gengars on the bench here. It looks like the other ones are in our prizes. So let's put them down first. We won't put down the Stadium card quite yet. It looks like they aren't putting any energies on them yet, but they could based on the Poke Powers that they get. But just in case, we are going to feed the Litwick for now. I'm not going to get the Versus Seeker. We are going to do the Trip Over attack and see what kind of damage we can do, which it ends up being a head. So we do 20 damage to the Xerneas EX. And there we go, it's their turn. Let's see who they're trying to build up. They've got a Florges Full Art, which has the Bright Guard. This attack does 20 damage times the number of Grass Pokemon and Fairy type you have in play. So very quickly, that could do a lot of damage. And it looks like now they're going to start to feed the Xerneas EX. That's right up front. I did want to try to evolve into Chandelier, but it looks like we might not get there. Let's see if we can survive it. This one has 70 HP. It should be okay. So let's go ahead and evolve Little Litwick into Lampent. We're going to get that Tierno right back. And who do we want to feed next? I guess we'll put an energy on Gengar EX just in case. And we'll do the Curse Drop. We'll put all 3 onto the Aromatisse that's on their bench. So that brings it down to 60. If we survive next turn, we can put out Chandelier and take out the Aromatisse, which I do want to get rid of because of the Fairy transfer. As often as you like during your turn, before your attack, you may move a Fairy energy attached to one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. So very quickly can build up their bench, can build up their active. There's the Muscle Band right there. So yeah, that will knock out our Lampent. So we did not survive that turn, unfortunately. That's why we ended up feeding the Gengar EX, and that's also why they ended up going after the Gengar with the damage counters already on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do Roller Skate, see if we get it. It's Tails, so we did not get to draw 3, but we will do the guaranteed draw 3 with the Tierno. Evo Soda I will save for just in case we want to use a Mega Gengar later on. In the meantime, let's feed this Gengar and let's poison up the Xerneas EX with the Dark Corridor attack. There we go, 60 damage, that is poison. We have to switch with one of our bench, which ends up being the Gengar with no energies on it, unfortunately. But that does bring down the Xerneas to 90. It is not poisoned, it looks like, because due to the special Fairy energy on it. So it does prevent the poisoning. And looks like their Aromatisse is still alive as well. So there's their Tierno, which they're going to draw 3. They're going to go ahead and start building up Oh, never mind. Looks like they're going to take that back. And they're going to put it right on the Xerneas EX, which does 160 damage onto the Gengar. And we're not quite knocked out, but we're getting there. All right, let's go ahead and draw 3. Let's get some energies. There we go. And in this case, I'm actually going to get another draw 3 right back. And hoping we can get a Litwick. I could have gotten the Pokemon Fan Club, but instead I'm actually going to do a Mega Gengar onto the one on our bench and end our turn. Since it looks like our Gengar will be knocked out, but at least we'll be able to use some of their attacks next turn. And I'm starting to see what I want to use. Definitely not that. Not that. That's not made for active. Alright, so flip to coins. We could do the Luminous Swirl. The X-Blast is 140, which is probably what we should go for instead. And let's see what else we have that we can use. Rainbow Spear. Nope, we're not going to go for that. Alright, so it looks like we are going to use the X-Blast attack, and that should be enough to knock it out. In the meantime, do I have any energies? Just the special energy, so not one we can use with the energy retrieval. So there it is. They're going to go for the knockout on Gengar EX. They're going to get 2 prizes. They're going to do 30 damage onto the Mega Gengar EX as well. So there we go. Let's draw 3 again and try to get a Litwick. Great Ball, there has to be one there. Nope, it's just a Chandelier. Alright, so in that case, we're going to hold off on the energies, and instead, I guess we'll just do the Phantom Gate attack and go for the knockout on the Xerneas EX. There it is, the X-Blast. And there's the knockout, our first one so far, and we get 2 prizes. There's a Gengar right there, and we do have a Teammates as well, just in case. There's still 160 HP left on the Mega Gengar, and right now it looks like they've got the Bright Garden that they could use, which 20, 40, 60, 81, and then another for 120. So let's see if they're going to pull anything else that could knock out our Mega Gengar EX and pretty much win the game for them, since we can't put down the Gengar EX yet. That was in our prizes. And looks like they put out another Xerneas EX. There's a Muscle Band right there, which is going to do another 20 damage on top of the Bright Garden attack, which might be enough. 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 81, 120. It doesn't look like a 140. All right, cool. So it looks like we're okay. We're down to 20. Let's put out the Gengar EX. Let's get some more energies, get those out of the deck, and increase our chances of drawing a Litwick. Let's feed this Gengar EX and Phantom Gate attack again. So that's got 160 HP. What do we want to use? We can't use, this Pokemon can't use X-Blast during your next turn. I don't know if it'll let us, but alright, in the meantime, what else do we have? We've got Geomancy, we've got the Bright Garden, Light Pulse, 60 damage, prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks, except damage onto your Pokemon during your next turn. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I'm going to see if it'll let me. Yeah, it will. 140 damage with the Phantom Gate. Brings it down to 20, so we might be able to knock it out next turn, assuming they don't have a Pokemon Center Lady that they can play, or there's the switch. It's down to 20, so we can still knock it out with this Gengar, but there's still the Xerneas EX with the Rainbow Blast for 140. So I don't know if we'll be able to survive this one. I guess I'll try to go for the knockout on the Florges. I mean, we don't have much of a choice here. Because even with the... There it is, 60 damage onto the Mega Gengar EX, 30 onto the regular Gengar. That's another knockout. Even if we get another Litwick with a Dark Corridor attack, we'll be forced to retreat. We can't evolve it, so not much we can do. And of course, now we get the Litwick. Let's go ahead and do Teammates. And let's get... I guess we'll go for the Rock Guard if we have one. There's a Lysander, we can use that. And the Muscle Band. Alright, well, it's something, right? So let's go ahead and put that onto the Gengar EX. We'll put the Double Colorless Energy on it. We do have an Energy Retrieval that we can use. Let's get these 2 back. I'm not going to put down the Litwick quite yet. Will we survive the next attack? We're down to 140. The X-Blast will knock us out. And no, that's not going to work. I mean, I'll be able to use the Lysander next turn, but in the meantime, I guess I'll just go for the knockout. But I think that will be game, Brokettes. That's going to be it. Because with one prize left, even if we put down the Litwick, it wouldn't have been... We couldn't have done it. I mean, we had the other Gengar. If we had drawn that earlier from the prizes, we would have been good. But Looks like that'll be our first loss for today. And as always, we're going to open up some booster packs at the very end. We've got some Roaring Skies packs to open. All right, here we go. So they should only need the one. Actually, no, they're good to go. They can do the attack. There it is, 140 damage onto the Gengar EX for the knockout. And the final prize. Let's see what we end up getting from the wheel. We end up getting a coin and 11 for playing. Alright, so let's jump right into another match. I know some of you have already gotten the Ancient Origins set, which Walmart actually broke Street Date on about a week ago, but yeah, you can head on over to Walmart apparently and pick up Ancient Origins sets, but also at your local gaming shop or your local comic book shop. Once someone breaks Street Date, then it's pretty much a free game. Anyone can start selling them. So there you go. Very lucky to those of you that were able to get some Ancient Origins cards already, or if you went to a pre-release, that's pretty awesome too. There's some really good cards in that set, and definitely some that we'll try to work into this deck here, or even try to make another deck. Alright, so we're going to start off by drawing 3. We're going to put down Little Litwick. We'll get that draw 3 right back using the Versus Seeker. Your Team Plasma's Pokemon attack. Do 10 more damage to the active Pokemon. Alright. In the meantime, we've got an Emolga, which we cannot attack this turn, so we're just going to end it. What is Deoxys weak against? This one is weak against Psychic for 170. So we won't be able to knock it out if we had a Lysander. There's the Emolga. What's he do? Looks like Call for Family. So 2 basic Pokemon, and they get to put it on their bench, so that can be a couple of VXs that they get. In the meantime, it looks like we will be able to knock out the Emolga this turn. Alright, so let's draw 3. Another Gengar that we can put down. Let's do the double colorless energy onto the Gengar EX and go for the knockout on the Emolga. With the poisoning, we'll put out that Gengar, and there we go. We end up drawing a Professor's Letter. Let's see who they end up putting out. The Eevee we can knock out. The Deoxys EX, they don't have enough to power that up yet. So let's see what they end up doing. Alright, I do want to once again thank all of our listeners on the podcast, all of our followers on Twitter and on Facebook as well. You can follow us by going to Twitter @ReasonsI'mBroke or Facebook.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke. Always great to interact with all of you out there, whether we're talking comics, Batman, Pokemon, whatever it is. That's always a lot of fun and definitely what keeps us going. And a huge thanks to the Patreon supporters as well. Huge thanks. We're about halfway there with our first milestone goal, and you can find a link to that in the description of the video. Alright, so they're going to go ahead and try to build up the Eevee. Let's see. So, yep, that's basically all they're going to do. Alright, let's get some more energies in here. There we go, down to 36, draw 3, down to 33 in our deck, and down to 31 now with another Professor's Letter, which is actually good. So now we're really raising our chances on getting a... oh, actually, let's do the Special Energy Retreat for free. I was going to say I'm getting a Rare Candy so we can evolve into the Chandelier. I'll save the Versus Seeker. We'll do the Dark Holder attack for 120. We'll put out that Gengar. It is poisoned. It is down to 40 as well. Alright, so the reason it did 120 instead of the 60, for anyone that is coming over from the podcast, basically when a Pokemon has a weakness to your type, it does double the damage in this case. So instead of 60, it's 120 plus the poisoning, which is 10 damage counters in between turns. Or I should say 10 damage in between turns. So that's why it's down to 40. They put down a Ditto, which has the Transform ability. During your turn, you may put a basic Pokemon from your hand on top of this Pokemon. This Pokemon is now that Pokemon. Any cards attached to this Pokemon damage counter special conditions, turned in play, and other effects remain on the new Pokemon. It does not count as playing that Pokemon or evolving. So there it is. They put out a Leafeon, which with the Deoxys EX has the extra attack power. There's N, so there goes all of our energies. But we do end up getting a Rock Art out of it, so that's good. 2 Great Balls, a Gengar EX as well. And maybe we could still draw that Rare Candy. Alright, let's see what they end up going with. There's the computer search. I think I may go after the Leafeon if it's not going to power up the Deoxys, because then we can... oh, there's a Float Stone. Never mind. So they're going to put out the Leafeon, which does 100 damage to our Gengar EX. All right, what do we got? Another... oh, so there's the Gengar. Let's go ahead and do the Great Ball. Sure, we'll get the Mega Gengar. Another Great Ball, which is... we look at the top 7 cards in our deck, and if there's a Pokemon from there, we get to choose one. There's one, there's a Litwick. Actually, let's go for the Lampent. There we go. Let's evolve it now. Attach the Rock Guard onto that Lampent. Next turn, we can evolve it again into Chandelier. Versus Seeker, let's get that draw 3 and do that now. Oh, there we go. Dimension Valley. That'll really help us out. So we'll feed the Gengar EX. We're not going to Mega Evolve since we don't have the tool that'll help us keep going and attack that same turn. So we're going to do the Dark Corridor attack for 60, which does poison it. And we'll put out this Gengar instead. Brings that down to 30. And I think we're in pretty good shape. Energy Crush does 20 damage times the number of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's rough. And with the Deoxys, it only gets powered up thanks to the Power Connect ability. So that Leafeon again. Alright, so they end up doing Colress, I believe. There's the Frozen City, so that gets rid of our Dimension Valley. We've gone up against Frozen City before. It is ruthless. Whenever any player attaches an energy from his or her hand to one of his or her Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, except for Team Plasma Pokemon. So that works out well with their Leafeon. It works well with their Deoxys. And it really hurts us. So there it is, 120 damage onto our Gengar EX. They're down to 20. So what we're going to do now is we're going to evolve into the Chandelier. And what do we want to do next? I guess we'll, I would love to, alright, so we're just going to put energy onto the Chandelier for now, which gets us 20 damage on him. And let's do the Dark Corridor attack. Yeah, let's do that. Dark Corridor for 60 damage. We'll put out the Chandelier with the Rock Guard. That's a prize on our end. And let's see what they end up, they're probably, yeah, they have to go for this Deoxys, so I'll risk being knocked out by that one. At least we'll have the Rock Guard. That'll be 60 damage counters on them. And if not, the Fainting Spell ability will hopefully activate. There's the Deoxys with 40 damage counters left. And it does have that Float Stone as well, which gives them free retreat cost, I believe. If I can take a look at it. There we go. This Pokemon has no retreat cost. Very, very useful. It's kind of like the special energy that we played earlier, which reduces the retreat cost for Psychic Pokemon that it is attached to by 2 colorless. So in this case, the 2 that are on there, free retreat cost. Alright, so in the meantime, they do put down another Eevee, so it looks like they are building up to another Leafeon. It could be a Flareon as well. And they've got the Energy Evolution ability, so who's to say? Alright, so what do we have here? They put down a Kangaskhan. Comet Punch, flip 4 coins, that's 20 damage times the number of heads. And actually looks like they put it on the Ditto instead of actually placing it regularly. So they do take 20 damage due to the energy that's on it. It is not a Team Plasma, and that's actually exactly who comes out. They're going to do the Call for Family, so 2 basic Pokemon that they get to search for and place them onto their bench, and they end up going with Mewtwo EX. Alright, so still no Dimension Valley, so this is going to hurt, but you've got to do it. 2 damage counters more on it because of the double colorless energy. And we're going to do the Curse Drop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, knock out that Deoxys. And I would love to go after the Eevee, but we'll try next turn. In the meantime, we'll go after the other Deoxys instead. So 2 more on our end. We get a draw 3 and the rare candy from the prizes. Still hoping to draw. We've got 1 more Dimension Valley somewhere in our deck. It could, of course, be in our prizes, but just hoping it's in our deck. So what do we have here? We've got 50 left on Gengar EX. We've got 90 onto the Chandelier, 70 on the Gengar EX. And we could try to knock out the Eevee, but I might go after the Deoxys since that's pretty much a guaranteed knockout. Alright, so we're going to draw 3. No Dimension Valley. Alright, so I'm not going to build up these guys to not take the damage, so instead I'll just do a Curse Drop, knock out the EV, and then one after the Deoxys. Alright. So 140 left on Deoxys, so in about 3 turns we might be able to knock it out. Oh, actually, we'll just go after the Kangaskhan. That makes more sense. Unless they put down another EV, then that'll be game as well. But so far they haven't knocked out anyone. If they do attack us, that will activate the Rock Guard, which gives them 60 damage. And we'll be able to knock it out with either one of our Gengars. So there's the Startling Microphone. That gets rid of the Rock Guard, so there goes that. But there's still the chance that the Feigning Spell could activate. And if not, we've got the Teammates, in which I'll use to definitely get the Dimension Valley to try to get rid of the Frozen City. Alright, let's see what happens. Checking on time here. Yep, we'll definitely open up some booster packs since these were a couple of longer matches. He says, got no chance at all, too many cards stuck in prizes. So it looks like they are going to concede the match. So there's the victory. And what do we get? We get 10 coins from the wheel. And 1 for playing. Alright, let's head on over to our collection. Oh, looks like we reached our first versus reward. We get 10 bonus coins. Oh, look, I'm sorry, 10 energies. No, 25 coins, awesome. We needed 10 energies to get that prize right there, which is 25. Alright, so here we go. Hopefully by the next video we'll have some Ancient Origins packs to open, but if not, we still have a couple of Roaring Skies left. We're going to open up 3 of them today. Alright, what do we have? Let's see if there's anything new here. Yep, we do have a Reverse Hollow Bagon. And an Articuno. Let's go for another. Alright, so another new one, which is the Togetic, Reverse Hollow. And another Articuno. Let's go for one more. Alright, 2 of them this time. First one being a Reverse Hollow Klefki. Boom, look at that. Rayquaza EX. Way to end on a high note. Very awesome. So let's see what it does. We might have one already, but Dragon Claw does 30 damage. The Dragon Strike for 2 fires and an electric, or you can put in a couple of double Dragon Energies. Does 130 damage. Flip a coin. If tails, this Pokemon can't use Dragon Strike during your next turn. And I'm seeing here, it looks like we do have, this would be our second one, so still really awesome to get, because in the future we could try to build a Dragon Rayquaza deck. Alright, awesome. So once again, thank you so much for joining us on today's The Reasons I'm Broke Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and check out the rest of the shows on nerdupmedia.com. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.